I'm Jalen Banks, and I have the latest on what some experts are saying about the child sex crimes in the Sunbury School District.
And we'll have the latest on a court appearance by Paul Van Duyn, accused of poisoning women he had previously dated.
And we'll look at the damage left behind by devastating winds across parts of the Midwest overnight.
And you're watching News 3 now at 5, and tonight the latest on an investigation involving a teacher, or rather a staff member charged at Sun Prairie West High School. Let's go to Jalen Banks, who has the latest on that case. Jalen?
Eric and Susan, one parent at last night's school board meeting with the Sun Prairie School District, called this handling a systematic failure from the school district. That same parent said that these individuals are mandated reporters and we shouldn't have to push them to do their ethical jobs. Now this afternoon, I had the chance to speak with Jennifer Ginsburg, the executive director of Safe Harbor, a local children's advocacy group. She told me anyone who works with kids and children in their profession must report any suspicion of child abuse or misconduct. This includes coaches, doctors, daycare workers, and all school personnel.
If there's a suspicion, that needs to be reported. They don't have to investigate, they don't have to prove it. But by law, if they learn of an allegation of abuse, they need to report that to authorities. And the authorities are law enforcement or human services in the county where they are. So in this case, Dane County.
The criminal complaint alleged the district's HR department previously investigated a tip regarding the individual's relationship with an underage child, but did not report the tip to the Dane County Human Services or Sun Prairie Police Department. The district eventually closed that internal investigation, marking it as unsubstantiated. Now, we reached out to members of the school board. We've yet to receive a response. Now tonight at 6, we'll hear from another Sun Prairie School District parent on their concerns, as well as more from the expert you guys just heard from. But for now, reporting live from Sun Prairie West High School, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
We will see you at 6, Jalen. Thank you. Paul Van Duyn, the man accused of poisoning women in Rock and Dane counties and sparking several hazmat investigations back in June, returned to court today.
Our Ellie LaLiberte brings us the latest on the investigation into Van Duyn and his alleged co-conspirator from the courtroom.
Paul Van Duyn pleaded not guilty in Rock County Court today. Van Duyn is facing 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, aggravated battery, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, and stalking resulting in bodily harm. He's facing even more charges in Dane County. According to court records, Van Duyn and his girlfriend, Andrea Whitaker, allegedly stalked and tried multiple times to kill women Van Duyn had previously been on dates with, breaking into their cars and putting cyanide and thallium in water bottles and hydrogen sulfide and abrin in air vents. A Rock County court official set Van Duyn's bond at $37.5 million earlier this month. Today, Van Duyn appeared virtually from the Dane County jail and requested a different judge.
A request for substitution of judge filed today, but that is on file, so you're aware of that. Have you seen the information?
Yes, Judge. We reviewed it with Mr. Van Duyn, and we would waive formal reading of it and ask the court to enter not guilty pleas on his behalf.
The last time Van Duyn was in court in Rock County, Amanda Bade, the alleged Rock County victim, spoke to the court. She says due to Van Duyn and Whitaker's poison plot, she spent 38 days in the hospital, partially paralyzed and losing her hair. Both Van Duyn and Whitaker are expected back in court in Dane County on August 5th. Reporting outside the Rock County Courthouse, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. Madison police say a suspect in a fatal shooting has been charged. Police say 26-year-old Joshua Dean is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and possession of a firearm by a felon. Lee Scott III was shot on Schlimgen Avenue a week ago, just after 4 o'clock in the morning. Scott died at a hospital Thursday morning. Police say the shooting was likely targeted.
The Madison Community Alternative Response Emergency Service, or CARE program, has responded to its 10,000th call. CARES specializes in responding to nonviolent behavioral health emergencies that that would otherwise have been handled by law enforcement or EMS. Since its start back in 2021, CARES says it has been embraced by the community, connecting people to appropriate mental health resources while diverting people from emergency rooms and jails. The program expanded services into Sun Prairie in February and responded to 38 calls there.
And now for a look at the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here in the studio with us. Still warm and sticky today, Alex. How are things looking for concerts on the square tomorrow?
Yes, if we can put up Max 1 behind me, there we go. Not looking very good. Sometimes I got to be the bearer of not great news, but there actually is a silver lining to the concerts on the square forecast tomorrow. While rain will be likely during the day, a call will be made tomorrow as to whether or not the concert's going to be held. And if it is not held on Wednesday, there's that Thursday option, and Thursday's looking absolutely stellar. Maybe one of the nicest days we've had so far this summer. Now, radar 3000, nothing out there right now. We had some storms that we narrowly dodged this morning, even though it was a significant wind event off towards the west. The other part of our weather story is not just shower and thunderstorm chances creeping back in. The wildfire smoke has creeped back in across southern Wisconsin, where you see the oranges, Mineral Point, Lone Rock, Madison, Dodgeville, over towards Janesville. We're starting to see that wildfire smoke build up into the atmosphere. And then this is what you get. As you see here in our first one, weather cam. Take note of here in our Upland Hills sky cam in Dodgeville, that milky white color. That's that wildfire smoke that's out in the atmosphere, and we'll continue to track that wildfire smoke and poor air quality conditions going into parts of Thursday. The rainy weather on Wednesday and Thursday is looking much, much nicer. When you see me here in a couple of minutes, we're going to use Future Track. I'm going to show you that projection of storms and showers expected on Wednesday.
All right, Alex, a little more detail on the poor air quality that's coming back to Wisconsin. It's through more wildfire smoke. An air quality advisory issued for Wisconsin from now through Thursday at noon. Right now, there are parts of northern Wisconsin with a moderate advisory. That's what you see there in yellow. But overnight, smoke-filled air will be coming down from Canada, creating unhealthy conditions, which you see in red here. And then tomorrow, almost all of Wisconsin will be under the category of unhealthy for sensitive groups, shown in the orange here. The Wisconsin DNR says on Thursday, things across the state will fall back to orange level or lower before the air likely clears sometime this weekend.
Well, firefighters from Wisconsin are heading west. The DNR says over 65 out-of-state assignments have been filled this year, with crews deployed to 12 states and Canada, including California, Oregon, and Manitoba. Engines and staff are supporting long-running wildfire efforts as nearly 70 large fires burn across the country, impacting over 1 million acres. Thanks to recent rains here at home, wildfire risk in Wisconsin is low, freeing up resources to help nationwide. The DNR says more deployments could be on the way.
Violent thunderstorms unleashed hurricane-force gusts across the upper plains and into the Midwest overnight, downing some trees, tearing off rooftops, overturning vehicles, and cutting power for some 150,000 customers across Minnesota, Iowa, and also some here in Wisconsin. Peak winds hit 99 miles an hour in Sioux Center, Iowa. The National Weather Service is preliminarily calling this storm a derecho, a rare, long-lived wind event stretching more than 240 miles and packing sustained destructive gusts. The severe weather threat is easing now, but additional thunderstorms and flash floods remain possible in the Central Plains and also here in the Great Lakes region today. Right now, about 5,000 people in northwestern Wisconsin are still without power.
From sunny days to stormy weather, our First Warn weather app will keep you informed about what's going on in your area. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
And it was a warm one. Day 6 training camp up in Green Bay for the Packers, and one guy who doesn't mind is rookie first-round pick wide receiver Matthew Golden. He's used to the heat from his days with the Longhorns down at Austin, Texas, but catching on quickly as a rookie is not easy. Trying to learn the nuances of an NFL offense, our Channel 3000 Packers senior writer Jason Wilde weighs in on how Golden has shined in these early days of camp.
How's it going, everybody? Greetings from Lambeau Field. All eyes from the very start of training camp have been on first-round pick Matthew Golden and the expectations that come with being a first-round pick. And I have to say, the kid looks for real. Now, we're only 6 practices in, so I feel like that's a little bit premature, and I'm not usually that guy that gets ahead of himself, but he had a fantastic day today at practice. He had an unbelievable catch on a deep ball in one-on-ones against Carrington Valentine. He had a huge touchdown where he ran a route perfectly. Jordan Love complimented him afterward that he ran it better than he'd run it the day before when the play didn't work. Those are the kinds of things that you want to see from a young player, especially a 21-year-old rookie like Matthew Golden. So the first-round wide receiver, the first one in 23 years, is off to a strong start. He now has to keep that going, and we'll see if he can. We'll have the coverage of everything Matthew Golden does and everything throughout training camp at channel3000.com.
And you can get your Packers fix and Jason's latest headlines from Titletown. Get his newsletter at channel3000.com. Susan?
What Eric said. Yep, that's right. Work is now underway upgrading our News 3 Now over-the-air signal to better bring you our local news, weather, sports, and CBS programming. Yesterday, crews started their work to install a new UHF antenna on the Madison Community Tower, which is located south of Mineral Point Road on the far west side. Next week, another new antenna will be placed on a tower in rural Rock County. And in short, this new equipment will help to better get our signal into your home.
So a lot of the people with their antennas that they can't put an antenna on the roof. For an example, if you're in an apartment building, you have these little flat panel antennas. Those will pick us up a lot better with the UHF signals that are going through.
It's very exciting news for some of our viewers, and if you're wondering if you need to rescan, just wait. The new, more powerful signals are set to go live sometime early next month, and that's when you'll want to rescan at that time. We'll update everybody with a lot more information when that happens.
Definitely exciting news. Well, Alex is back next with your detailed temperature outlook in his first warn forecast.
And how a local filmmaker is taking us back in time to the 1990s, how it looks back on his upbringing. Next at 5.
And all red numbers on Wall Street today. The Dow falls 204.5. The Nasdaq loses more than 80. S&P 500 gives back 19. And we'll be right back.
We're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
Well, it's time to break out the Jinko jeans. I know you had a pair of those.
idea what
and
that even
chokers.
is.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what those are.
Because one local director is hoping to transport moviegoers back to the 90s.
Armand Rahman spoke to him about his new feature film, The Ultimate 90s Movie, filming right here in Madison.
If you're missing Surge Soda, Beanie Babies, and Frosted Tips, a local film crew wants you to be a part of bringing that nostalgia to the screen, along with a powerful message.
And action.
And with that, this little room in Door Creek Church becomes a time machine to the summer of 1998.
Him DJing with some records, tapes, and CDs.
Is the opening scene of The Ultimate 90s Movie.
That's a working title.
A coming-of-age story producer, writer, and director Joshua Mallet says is inspired by his own upbringing.
He meets a girl at this opening, party, and it just kind of sets a tone of like the next few decades of his life, of growing into a young man from a teenage boy, family stuff at home.
And that's what attracted modern teenage boy actor Tyler to step back in time to 1998.
Trying to grapple with that sense of identity, I suppose, and showing people like, hey, you're not alone.
Tyler is playing a supporting extra.
I am Tyler, playing Tyler. Amazing fit. He's more of a preppy kid. Kind of comfortable in that role, but maybe not so sure that's who he is.
He's from Madison and has been acting since he was a kid.
I first saw the casting on Backstage. Really nice having opportunities around, like locally. And it's a really good message. It's the kind of acting I want to do, the kind of stories I want to tell.
While phase 1 of filming is almost completely cast, Josh says there's still room for local help in phase 2.
Talent, production assistants, and stuff like that.
It's an era he remembers fondly.
My passion has always been filmmaking, and that's what I used to do in the 90s when I was running around with my uncle and my grandma's camcorders.
And hopes to transport audiences to soon.
Have a stir of emotions and just hopefully get something valuable from it, life lesson, because that's what we do.
Reporting in Madison, Armand Rahman.
Cover quick.
News 3 Now.
Well, now let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Another muggy one, maybe some rain in the way.
Yeah, still muggy. The last bit of this muggy weather is going to be moving on out of here. Radar 3000, you might think with this muggy weather, we might have some thunderstorms right now. High and dry, but that's going to change here as we move forward in time here. Once we get to around daybreak on Wednesday, watch future track light up with showers and thunderstorms, especially for areas, let's say the Wisconsin River Valley, south and west towards Dubuque, over towards Janesville. As we move throughout the day, widespread showers, couple of thunderstorms, one or two of those storms along the Wisconsin-Illinois border. We can't rule out a stronger storm with gusty winds. Otherwise, the more of the garden variety thunderstorms, which still can pose a threat with lightning, widespread rain with a bedded thunderstorm or two as we head towards 5, 6 o'clock, right through the heart of southern Wisconsin, stretching along U.S. Highway 151. And then that rain shower activity pivots from the north and east to from the north and east towards the south and east as we get a little bit further into the evening hours, but really not clearing out according to some of our latest weather models until we get a little bit later in the evening. But all is not lost here. If you are planning on going to concerts on the square, Thursday is looking nice. We'll make that call tomorrow with our friends with WCO and Joe. And also part of our weather story here, kind of flipping things around. You would think rain and smoke. Can these two things be happening simultaneously? You bet. This is smoke that's in the atmosphere coming down from Canada, where you see the oranges, Lone Rock, Mineral Point, Madison, Monroe to Janesville, seeing more in the way of smoke building in from the north and from the west. And our smoke model shows on and off periods of that green and the yellow. That's that moderate amounts of PM 2.5, or you can just consider that wildfire smoke as we move into Wednesday, going on into Thursday. And if we keep this weather pattern coming in from the north and west or from the north and east, we may continue to see that continuation of poor air quality going on a little bit further into the week. If you are susceptible to PM 2.5, if these past years you've had some issues with smoky conditions, this is in that unhealthy for some to unhealthy range, which basically just means you may want to limit some of your outdoor activities and stay inside with the window shut and have that AC on. I know it might be tempting, though, to turn the AC off when you see temperatures after a rainy Wednesday. Again, if concerts on the square is moved to Thursday, try that on for size. 75 degrees. Calm conditions, quiet conditions, low humidity, and the winds relatively on the light side. Then 77 Friday, 80 for the weekend. Look at the lows in the mid 50s. Normal lows for this time of year are right around that 60 to 65 degree range, and no warm and humid stuff until we get very, very late in the 10-day forecast. So a nice, pleasant stretch on the way.
All right, Alex, thank you. A bridge over the Mississippi about to be demolished. How it will create some major travel issues for many in western Wisconsin this fall. That's next at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A Mississippi River bridge crossing that makes many western Wisconsin lives better is being demolished.
Lacey Reeves went to the DeSoto Lansing area to talk with people about how 2 years without a bridge will affect them.
About 2,200 people cross the Blackhawk Bridge that connects Lansing to Wisconsin every day. But those people will have to find another route this fall.
It's not going to be easy for anybody on either side.
Evelyn Vocack Miner lives just a few miles away in Wisconsin, but she crosses the bridge into Lansing often.
Oh, I'm here at least 3-4 times a week. I mean, I get my hair done here, I get my car repaired here, I go to the grocery store, they cut up steaks for me that I like over there.
Iowa DOT says crews must close and demolish the Blackhawk Bridge for safety reasons. But the new bridge won't be done until 2027. That's 2 years where Vocack Miner says her regular 10-minute drive into Lansing will take an hour and a half.
No, it's not going to be an option. It's just for a lot of things without that bridge here.
The closest bridge is about 45 minutes away in Marquette. The Skinny Dip says it expects business to drop when the Lansing Bridge closes.
It's definitely going to have a huge effect on us. I'm most worried for the people that are open 12 months out of the year. We're seasonal here, so we have summer business. I anticipate probably about a 40 to 50% decrease in business.
Conway says his business will suffer because of bad decisions from both state transportation agencies.
My first thought was the DOT on both sides of the river really failed us. Both our community and the communities across from us.
The Iowa DOT says it may provide a water taxi to get people across the river while the bridge is closed, but that would only transport people, not cars. But Vocack Miner says that's not good enough.
There's got to be some other options available to get everyone from one side to the other without being such a hassle, I guess is the word for it.
Now, a car ferry option is being looked into, but nothing has been announced yet. The mayor of Lansing, Iowa says sales went down 80% during a 2-month closure and asks for continued support for his community.
We'll get a final check on the weather when we come back.
At the NFL headquarters in the deadly Manhattan shooting said in a note that CTE was to blame. What is known about the disease?
And as boomers get older, doctors are struggling to keep up with their care. But there's a possible solution to the doctor deficit. That's tonight's Eye on America on the CBS Evening News.
And at the top of the hour on News 3 Now at 6, we continue following developments out of the Sun Prairie West High School, where we speak with an expert on mandatory reporting about the case again tonight at 6.
Well, finally at 5, on a lighter note, I know you're counting. It's 94 days until Halloween. Home Depot just unveiled its new Halloween collection, including the return of a 12-foot giant skeleton, Skelly. New this year, they're introducing Ultra Skelly. That's the one Eric's going to get, a 6.5-foot interactive skeleton.
Maybe 3 or 4 of them.
That talks to the trick-or-treaters.
Go away.
The Gruesome Grounds collection also debuts. Now, that features a color-changing wyvern. Do you know what that is?
No. Is that thing right there?
That's it. Yeah, it's some kind of a dinosaur. It's a good trivia question. Animated trolls and classic characters like Chucky and the Bride of Frankenstein. The full line drops online on Monday.
That's great.
It's been a nice hot stretch we've been dealing with. Fall doesn't sound so bad.
No, not at all.
Right now, but we'll be complaining about the cold soon enough.
That's right. That's right. Tomorrow, though, a significant difference between today and tomorrow. Highs only in the lower 70s tomorrow. We're going to have shower chances, though, as we go into Wednesday. It's looking pretty rainy, and that poor air quality sticking around through at least Thursday in the area. When you join us tonight at 6, we'll give you an update on how much rain we can expect on Wednesday. And again, heads up, Thursday is another option for concerts on the square if Wednesday is a no-go. And then there's the pretty stuff. Highs in the upper 70s, straight around 80, all the way out into early next week.
Give that AC a break, finally. It'll feel good.
CBS Evening News is next. We're back in 30 for News 3 Now at 6.
You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. See you at 6.